they picking all they watch for. Let me tell you the truth.
Say mama, tell them we stop social distancing, now they keep passing.
So make we all hear take precautions, take them up. Corona no limba, inosabi mende.
Fambul, Adu, and welcome to this edition of the program TAP Corona na Salone. Na Radio Mount Aureol-CTN na Fobe College na Fitong. Join nan with the radio station where they listen to so for bring come this program to you. Na Foundation HirondelleIN na Switzerland, they battle this program with funding from the H2H Network Fund and the Danish Refuges Council. Inside the last edition, we been rob months per waiting master sabi people, then called psychosocial and other support for survivor them and people waiting at quarantine homes all about the country. And same so, we been found out how the fight against stigma turn like na the different community them all about the country. Inside this program, we focus na for promote the use of face mask, na public transportations, and the role of motor drivers union, bike and keke riders union, and self, the police, for promote the use of face mask, all them na public transport. Me na una presenter, Lucy Emanet Aliu. Since the corona sick come na the country, government and master sabi well body workman them done they try hard for make sure say the sick not spread na the country. One of the measures where government put for first the sick for make sure say commercial drivers and keke riders then reduce the number of passengers them where them for take as part of the social distancing measures. Same way so, the use of face mask na public transport na other measure where well body master sabi workman them say go help for tap the sick na the country. So whose role where then driver, keke and bike rider them and self, the police, then for play for make sure say driver and passenger them use face mask all time na public transport. Make a start Koidu City, Kono District, Usai Kadia Tuso, where they work na radio news song, been talked to Inspector Bondo Auna Morris, where they na the operations department na the Tankoro Police Division na Kono District.
The use of face masks, we all know say na the NACOVAC enhanced COVID-19 regulations where they don't make, and by law everybody for obey am, you know, get any alternative. The use of face masks, they clearly tell you say every individual or group of people or any organization where una dey gather from above 1 or 2 now for ensure say you dey use face masks. Transport area like inside Koidu City, we get the main park wey na Konomani Lorry Park. Now they all transport they move for go Freetown, Makeni, and Kenema, other places there. We don't ensure say in the early hours of 5 o'clock with the same personnel in there. Before any motorcar they move out of that park, police officer they wait for check that motorcar if the driver and the passengers put on face masks. If we are not put on that face mask, then we are not flout the law. So then I will daily routine down there. Every 5 o'clock morning we send police for go check there. And not stop there. Even the one already come on and Freetown for camp, we can check there. Apart from the Mamudu checkpoint and other places like a gun point area, we can break motorcar for check there. And not stop there. We know say them buses the way they come off Freetown, they break along that opera axis as the last station. We know say we come on in an Konomani Lorry Park they go. We can assign people in the back for check them vehicle then they. If the drivers and the passengers they put on face masks. And when we find out say you the passenger or you the driver, you not put on face masks, we they arrest you. And when we arrest you, you get for go pay that fine. And that fine na money where you they pay according to the regulation where is stipulated there. When you as a driver, where you know where face masks and the passenger na 100,000 leos. And na the fine where they pay as an individual. This is different from you where they work in an open market. You where they work in an open market where you no use face masks, where we arrest you, na 20,000 leos you they pay. Na so the regulation say. You they pay that money on the spot, or we arrest you and can you go na station, you go pay there. And during the process of this payment, the DCOVAC na Kono don't prepare a receipt book wherein each individual where they pay that fine will ensure say you pay, then the compliance officer will attach to the DECOVAC where they with the security team, they issue a receipt. And this receipt get 3 copies. One of these receipts they go to you, the defaulter will pay. The one they left now we hand as record for with the police. Then the one they left now the DECOVAC record for ensure say transparency. Wherein not to police, you have to pay that fine, but the compliance officer get for the way they ensure say give that receipt. In fact, the operation will be do for that face mask na open market na checkpoints will be deployed with personnel. Now they will be the whole the Okadama and the passengers. They self be the pay they find them. So they're not there above the law. The only thing what they look at, all they exempt you. You will wear that helmet, will get that mask where they cover your entire face. Yes, they will not expect you again for let you put mask on back. But if you know say the helmet get a space where because helmet in different categories. So on the day they cover the entire head. Wearing you just say we don't worry, they find it difficult for break. No, then they would exempt you. But apart from that, you wear helmet, you not get face masks, would they arrest you as a rider. The pillow where they call passenger, you know wear face masks, would they arrest you.
That's not Inspector Bondo Aruna Morris, warden at the Operations Department na the Tankoro Police Division, Kono District. Still na Kono, Matthew Roland Congo, serve for the work na the Eastern Community Radio na Koidu City, been talked to Ali Musa, one of the chairman for the Kono District Drivers Union, and Sef Tamba Mose, the vice chairman for the Kono District Bike Riders Union.
We don't actually tell you one of the things that we will help for reduce the spread of the virus now when it use face masks. So I don't actually tell you back say in public transport them everybody for the use face masks, passengers and drivers. In the first place, what we do, we yourself make sure say we help for produce face masks them we don't distribute. Now we pack them to members them. At one time we've been joined up with the Sierra Leone police, do the sensitization, and even during that and then again we will distribute face masks them. Apart from that, now within the parks there we make sure say we monitor and they park any passenger with the join transport, you forget face masks, and even the drivers them we make sure say everybody get for produce your face mask before you join that transport or when they inside the bus with the check. No, we not get other penalty where they apart from government union where government say then they fine you and the fines every government the levy. We they just make sure say we check and then we they make sure say they get them, but we not get other penalties for that honestly. I don't think say corona run down because government and the well body people them way they advise citizens them not ever declare corona, and I think it's still there, and we all get for make sure so we for still adhere to the rules them or the regulations that we don't put.
We more bike rider now they transport people. If you can say face mask, it's good for yourself. Because if you talk to somebody who you don't study, you travel with that bike. But if you get face masks, if you get that secret, you know what affects you. We say we don't make face masks for riders there. We make past 200. Then people them donate face masks to it. We go now to a street junction, save passenger, rider, face masks are good. We say we don't make them. So we know face masks and value. We know this sickness we don't come and send a true form here you get up. So we know that as you see if you not get face masks, government don't say 20,000 you for pay, but we not get fined. Who see you need to talk to you say like you don't cancel. If you know to journalist self. But why see you get face masks, then we can talk to you. If you not get face masks, you need to talk to you, personally talk to you, and then you enter an office. That lorry will get up. Even down to bike man themselves. With the whole or the cow now. So for say you go buy that 2 yards, then we will make her. Who don't make past 10 yards for rider there. So any rider where you see now, where they run town service, they get face masks.
That's Matamba Mose, Vice Chairman for the Kono District Bike Riders Union. And before him, Nabi Ali Musa, when a chairman for the Kono District Drivers Union. Still na the Eastern region, at the Gona Kenema District, Usai and Rubatilo Francis, where they work na Gola Agriculture Radio, been talked to Mohamed Kouma, when at the Kenema District Public Relations Officer of the Sierra Leone Commercial Bike Riders Union.
Always we as Bike Riders Union, we always the top of situation in terms of implementing and observing the rules and regulation of the COVID-19. Before this time, we as an executive, we sit down together with the newly regional chairman, Mr. Abdullahi Babagida Tarawali, and with the regional secretary general, with we, the district executive, we all sit down, we agree say the BMOs and therefore go to do an arrest now of the face masks. If you go na the street from 8 o'clock in the morning till to 5 o'clock in the evening, all BMOs and key off na the street, you see say that we membership then for the face masks, because we and the stakeholders of this town when Kenema City, we get a very good relationship, and they always tell us say they're ready for work with we, especially the AIG and the LUC. They say they're ready for work with we and the traffic department. So they say they need we support anything we know say na a prevention for the face masks, we go give we problem for the COVID-19. They say so let we always prevent them. So on that note, we as an executive we don't empower the BMOs in the streets, whether they arrest. Sometimes it is discretionary. We keep back on for a day. Upon the way where the rider they comport himself, Sunday he keep back for 2 days, Sunday 3 days, as the case may be. So we don't start on before this time.
So how important this measure you have from NACOVAC mean towards the fight against coronavirus? It
mean a lot, because me and you today, if they talk na because we get life, we get well body. And if the NACOVAC and the DCOVAC, na then the Master Sabi people then together with the health department, na then the Master Sabi people then. If they don't say, we do is, I think say na in the interest of the general public. So we self as Bike Riders Union, we for adhere to, and in fact today we get a meeting. It is just can't coincide now. We self don't come out to me, the office now for me can get an interview from we the bike riders. But we don't get meeting today that any passenger now we on board on bike you forget face masks. By tomorrow you see cross session of the district executive and the regional executive. We all go in at the street full force for make sure say we monitor the process at the street, and the riders and the passengers then they obey waiting the NACOVAC they don't say.
So how the monetary and the enforcement be done time like before this time, looking at passenger they wait for warranting them before they on board bike them, and even una rider them, how it be done time like?
When initially it be poor, except if I say at the economical the truth, initially it be poor. But upon the meeting with the LUC and the traffic department, Mr. Amara Mojwe with Mr. Puvan, they would call Wipa. On that note, where the NACOVA say everybody for use the face masks, especially the passengers, because we riders and don't depend now.
That's Mohamed Kouma, the public relations officer of the Sierra Leone Commercial Motorbike Riders Union, Kenema District. Still inside Kenema, Susan Kumba Kamanda been talked to Sergeant Richard Nyale, one of the data analyst, Road Safety Division, in the Eastern region.
Well, we there for enforce the COVID-19 regulations. That is, we make sure everybody for use face masks in the prevention of this pandemic. So we do sensitization and enforce it for user. Now, somebody go want to know why we for wear face masks correct in transport whenever we are about to protect transport. Well, we try for prevent the spread of the COVID-19. So therefore, the regulations say for user. So when user, it will even prevent you from getting this COVID. So therefore, we do sensitization that if you wear correctly, because when you don't wear correctly, then you are prevented.
Why really you feel say it's so important for make any driver or keke rider or any bike rider for making refuse passenger way not wearing face masks?
This is very relevant because you, the driver, you are part for enforce the regulations. We say everybody for use face masks. So if you refuse the driver, meaning you really done the right track for say for this enforcement the whole. Likewise, you the bike rider, you don't refuse the passenger or the passenger for use the face mask. So meaning actually you did in for enforce these regulations. So it is relevant for you the driver not for allow person on board the vehicle without face mask.
Now this use of face masks, we can see some drivers and they say because they not overload now they scan there, so it's not too necessary for let the passengers they use face masks. Same way, so we can find out say some people they went and get in private vehicles and they can decide for making them not use face masks and say not to commercial vehicle like on boarding. So like what thing you go get for say pertaining this particular thing?
It is a regulation. We don't make a sensitization based on these regulations. Don't cancel for enforce the use of face masks. So neither you be private or commercial, everybody should use the face masks. Therefore, we don't put out with personnel then at the various checkpoints, then they watch inside the vehicle and tell you say you for user. And also, if you not use it, we get the fines then way levied against not using the face mask. The fines already levied, and we don't make the sensitization that we for continue for use the face mask. We for continue for use the face mask. Therefore, if you fail for use the face mask, there is a fine levied against the defaulter.
That's not Sergeant 1002 Richard Nyale, when a data analyst na the Road Traffic Division, Eastern Region. From the Eastern Region, I will reach Nabo for make we listen first to some Okada and Keke rider them. And Seth Mohamed Bobson Senu, one of the regional media and public relations officer for the Sierra Leone Police Southern Region. Been talked to Famata Grace Okenkeru, where they work na Voice of Faith Radio.
Well, like the union, they don't forget the policy where they go put in law. Anybody where they go inside the transport, they don't forget the face masks. So that they will help the government for the sick, for faith for the sick. Because if you allow somebody to go inside and not get the face masks, that is like you self-contribute for letting people not use them.
Ibrahim Sorry. Even now, as I talk to you, we're at the point, Pujon Highway Park, now they okay, normally take with passengers then for take them different parts of the town. So now, what we have done put in place, we say any passenger will not get face masks, will not go take you. I like if you see they pay me 5,000. I prefer I tell you say pull out 2,000, you buy the face masks. And I will go help yourself for law go stay away from the various. Because whatever thing way the government say for obey, for deny. And we self ready for help the government for drive away the various. We not even they take that issue for take passengers there for overload them 2 or 3. We don't avoid them. Now we take single passenger for go and we say in one for go. So now that we don't put in place. Any bike rider na this toy we get face masks. My life more important than that money they give me. So Lord protect yourself from the various.
My name Mohamed Soa. We get buckets for now and yeah. You passenger will come, forget face masks. We go, we show you the buckets, then you wash your hand, you wear your face masks before we allow you to enter inside the motor car. Well, like some them like you can't really, we get them kind of people and they then come, they get an aggressive business, but we can get where we can meet them, talk to them, put up, and they will get big one, they will call, and can come around the person and talk to the person, or let the person understand.
I'm Imran Masako from the union. I'm the chief rider. Any rider so far will not get face mask, not the allowance. Any passenger so far will they claim inside keke. Will they tell us say get face mask? If you not get out, cannot, will not they go to you. So na so don't do. We don't tell rider they all go to ya. Say any passenger where they claim inside keke forget face mask. If you not get them, let not take her inside that keke. Like we get some rider them where they not you want use the face mask, but would they tell anybody where you not get face mask where they ride keke where they hello. Would they pack you or count in our office? After that they go buy the face mask, then you can't pay the fine back. Because if you not get them, passenger being the sable, the rider may not get them, how many they go use them.
So obviously forget them by force. The rider they all they forget face mask. All the time they claim is keke I for use them.
My name na Mohammed Bobsi Senu. Me na the regional media and public relations officer for the SLP Southern region. We don't embark on the enforcement of proper use of face masks. We do joint operations with the SLP and the DCOVAT. Within the period, we don't arrest a lot, and they don't pay a fine of 100,000 each. And now we target entertainment centers as well as places of worship to ensure that people really adhere to the preventive measures of the COVID-19. And we do in consonant with the community people and the press as well as other key stakeholders, because now a concerted effort. We alone, we not going to be successful if we fail to really left out community stakeholders, especially the press and other vital pillars in the fight against the COVID-19.
That's now Mohammed Bobsin Senu, the Regional Media and Public Relations Officer for the Sierra Leone Police Southern Region. Then another interview with Pharmacer Grace Okenkeru. Same way so, Timothy Luceni, self where they work na Classic Radio, been talked to Mohamed Kamara, the Vice Chairman, Bo District Bike Riders Union.
As you see now from this COVID-19 where it come, you will see say we as a union don't stand firm for say we rather than forget face masks. I mean, first to start with, we don't make beaucoup face masks for make let any rider where they go for use face masks. And now we see say and they really they comply. Any rider where they see in the street they sell with face masks. So that side they are really happy about the rider then. And seeing this sick don't come, I tell God thank you, me as a vice chairman, waiting make a happy about me rider then. I see them, then all they comply. Mostly not the passenger then, but the rider then now they all don't comply with the rules and regulations.
So but people they say they get the face masks but they don't use them properly. They hang on the chin or they lay on the neck. How do they talk to the in the proper use of face masks?
Face masks, as we know the way the people then the way now the doctor then how they tell you how for use and where you want sit down on top bike, you know say nothing where they use and it somehow suffocate. If you not get passenger at that present time they put on under ya. Okay. So as you don't onboard the passenger, you say they put on, then the passenger about put on. So direct way they talk to him, the saliva not go able to go to him. So inside they talk until they left inside. Because now for your own protection and inside now for your own protection for let the sick not go that way where we save no one time at this country. We know say we get a series of rider then. We don't go say all they use face masks, but as I talk to you now, 85% they use face masks. Because any day will they get new picky there, any day will they born newborn. So now so they tell them how for do, how for comply for avoid this sickness.
So quickly go on before you did left, what could be your message to government and self your colleague riders then?
Well, I did tell me colleague rider then say this face mask, this sickness not to Salone government bring on. Now sickness right now where they destroy the other country then as we talk now South Africa and India now they part destroy them. So I did tell any rider where they come on, you deal with the face mask, any passenger where passenger not get face mask, let not sit down behind you. Because this sickness not to a business. Now a sickness when a deadly disease, I advise any rider where you don't board the bike, use the face mask. Where passenger not get, you tell them for them buy the face mask.
People that they buy face masks, where they use them regularly, so much say the face masks in old doctor don't change, they know the what's up.
Well, anyway, as a union, we provide face masks when they cutting them, we buy, we provide over 5,000. That's just an example for let used to them.
When I educate when riders, how many face masks they forget, how regular they
you go get up to 3. Today we don't come on, you use 1. So after these days, then you wash, you hang and then you take the other one for the other days. Because now a crotch, you go wash on. From there you hang it guy. You not get for use one face mask you use over 3 days. That is a sickness to yourself. Because when they put on but thing they can't help and you don't know.
That's Mohamed Kamara, the Vice Chairman, Bo District Bike Riders Union. Well, make a pause now small for make we take this music break.
Yeah, Mr. Good Luck. Skin them for D. Churaya, Corona Skygo. You want get sun nice, Corona Skygo. I for pack and go, Corona Skygo. We fire with you, Corona Skygo. We no want Churaya, Corona Skygo. I want get sun nice, Corona Skygo. I for left ya, Corona Skygo. We fire with they get sun nice, you can't up we. You say we no for player. You say we no for go play, now daddy got the host. Now we host for prayer. Put all social activities to stand still. Me no ban for near. Solomon no man, we settle this matter. Corona no for the ya. teaching they come back to normality. I want to shake Kumba na Moxter to Mambuna Church, Dana morality. School there for open and business for one full sem now locality. I want flex with me party then super cardi jack MC cordiality. I said this not cordiality, but I don't see I go up in. Now when we come together for this corona, left and see where the same we left if not to that go mona. I'm not saying you know what I know, but it's when F sharpie for sharper. Mask up and mental social distance for touch out before sapam. We know what you know, yes, so we know need you know, yes, so and corona try go, and corona try go. We know what you know, yes, so we know need you know, yes, so and corona try go, and corona try go.
Welcome back to the second segment of the program, TAP Corona na Salone. Members say, na Radio Mount Aureol-CTN na College, na Freetown, join on with the partner radio station for bring this program to you. And na Foundation HirondelleIN na Switzerland, they battle this program with funding from the H2H Network Fund and the Danish Refuges Council. Inside today's program, we will focus on the use of face masks in public transport and the role of motor drivers union, bike and keke riders union, and the police for promote the use of face mask all time na public transport. Me na una presenter, Lucy Imanet Aliu. Make we listen to this important message.
This mask business, I don't give with themselves. Now for police, they no more make a the way. Now he makes theft, it dey under me chin.
Not for police you the way you mask. And theft, you mask not for the under your chin.
What do you mean by? Now you business?
Yes, now all man business. Well, body master sabi people don't talk say, where you the way you mask, and not for the under your chin. Then say you mask for always cover your nose and mouth, because now so you go able to protect yourself and your neighbor them. According to Master Sabi well body people, when person get the coronavirus sick and you wear a mask the proper way, then yourself wear your own mask the proper way, the chance for getting sick is very small.
Okay, I go make sure say I dey wear me mask always where I dey go na public place, and step I go stop for put on me pocket, bag and under me chin, so that I no go get the coronavirus disease.
And make sure say, if not disposable mask you do wear, now for tomorrow I'm one time where you pull up. And if not then other mask them, when they make out of cotton or other material, now for the wear some fine every day for avoid other sickness.
This message will come out from Radio Mount Aureol-CTN at College, Freetown, in collaboration with Foundation HirondelleIN Switzerland, with funding from the H2H Network Fund and the Danish Refuges Council.
I dey continue with the program, and I dey go now na the far north na Koinadugu district for Yeri waiting Usman Koroma, the district public relations officer, Koinadugu Motorbike Riders Union, been talk to Margaret Mison Mansare, where they work na Radio Bintumani through telephone.
Yeah, we as a union, the graph, we make a face mask to supply and pack to pack, to the pack chairman there, for me and give the riders there, for this all riders get this face mask here. And when they give this face mask, I hope they don't keep them, not for use. So you the riders, then give them, then after you fail, you know wear them. Then at the end of the day, if the BMO catch you in the street, then council head office will get a fine way to pay. I don't cancel even if passenger way they get. And the way they ever take a passenger, if you tell them say, the money wear the face mask before she don't get me. Because if you not do so, we can meet the BMO in the street and they arrest you and council office.
So like people can want for no waiting another fine way una impose on una bike man them when not they use face masks.
Well, for we the bike riders, we find out get where we say we get bike mandatory officer we are policing, we are the BMOs. Then get a fine ticket where we get from we boss the way from the national to the region to the district, where we say all BMOs get their fine ticket there. Where we say if they catch you with any offense concerning face mask, then they take out the write-up for you and give away contain any ticket at 3,000 euros. Whether they fine. If they give 2 tickets, then at 6,000 euros.
So passenger we know they use the face masks. If a bike man take waiting at your own fine.
Well, at times man backman can take the load because if you know say this particular passenger no get face mask, no take am. At times the passenger when keep trouble at times we advise them not to take am, we take them to the nearest police station, then police will go find them. It's like some men then can detain them for some time later they left them.
Una give them more than enough face masks, plenty face masks where they go even use for the give passenger if you want for take am we don't get.
No, my sister, this face mask one they are 2,000, even 1,000 that get face mask. You want to tell me say you passenger for your safetyness. At least, none of us say pass you don't talk about before we wear face mask. Even those way they are among crowd, I hope say forget this face mask. That's where they amount of 1,000 leons or 2,000. I hope say no passenger don't we go tire for buy this for your safetyness, for your benefit.
That's not Usman Kouma, the Koinadugu District Public Relations Officer for the Commercial Motorbike Riders Union. From Koinadugu, at the Gona Bombali, na the same northern region, for no waiting the traffic division, they do for ensure say drivers, riders and passengers then wear face mask when they travel. Liliana Adama Saidu, na Assistant Superintendent of Police, and Seth, na the District Traffic Officer, na the McKinney Division. He been talked to Joseph Moore.
Well, the traffic they check because they would act on the way if you not use face masks where we go all use. So they can normally check where it's only on traffic duties because you say everybody they use face masks. Then if you not use face masks, you know they travel, you will count on and you get your face mask before you go.
Okay. We don't get incidences where like officers are not really hold passenger we not get face mask and stop them from moving.
Yeah, we don't get some. We don't get some people that walk in old. We see that say until they use their face mask before they travel. We get some.
This now one of our main roles them or like other branches than in our police so they help out this kind of work.
This now everybody. This not only traffic work. This everybody involved. All the branches that the SLP they come on board for fight this corona fight and wait now the face mask for police. Because now one of the duty than the world don't get now all they do prevention.
So what about like the passenger the weekend in the motorcar police can check for CCS like the driver they no overload?
Yes, we they check for CCS the driver no overload. Since we they operate from this state of emergency, we get the distance we they see that say we maintain social distance in the business.
So like them driver we no get face mask. You know, apart from stopping them, what again police can do, but for make sure say passenger they're not supposed for travel without face mask.
Well, we get a law where don't say if you not use face masks, they for pay a fine. They come with you, then charge you, then go to court to go pay a fine.
So what are you last word, Matt? So people are they listen to you, especially the one and way they travel.
Well, I use this opportunity now for sensitize people then where they travel for letting they use face masks. Because this fight now everybody fights, not only the SLP fight, but everybody always fight against this corona.
That's now Lilian Adama Saidu, Assistant Superintendent of Police, and Seth, na the District Traffic Officer, na the McKinney Division. From Bombali, na the north, we go na Cambia, na the northwest region. Usai James Abraham Soa, been talked to Usman Sanko Bangura, when are the chairman for the Commercial Bike Riders Union, na Cambia District.
So we serve the enforce because at the start with new membership, now they enforce everybody gets the face masks.
So for enforce and encourage, which one will not be done to do?
We first encourage them, we able to sensitize them, we tell them the purpose of face masks, waiting they able help you for let you know able damage your system because when you don't work money, you don't work to the die minute, you can't get this sick so go take your life. All the money we work, not for nothing. So now we tell them the essence of this face mask where they able help you for let you know able get this sick so let able continue prevent yourself. After when government comes say corona free, we all happy, we go normal life again. So come to the passenger there. We step they talk to the passenger there. If some passenger then they get cocky, where they tell us say use your face mask. If they say but dear logo. Some people they say can't on me bike. He say because reach at that point they apprehend me bike, then you back then go put you. Say before I car lost waiting, I don't work for how many years, dear let them not go pack me bike for face masks when at 2,000 years. I not go do dandy. If you not get face masks, I not go able load you. So dandy we dey do inside Cambia district. We not sit down and full land and full food. We ready for work. Waiting government say now we able to bind to then the well body people them waiting and put up now they work with because when we able to succeed the government back they able to succeed. But if we as the people them we not able to succeed we all die. Waiting government decision for. Nothing to nothing. I make government one protect we and we self for protect we self. Waiting well body people and put now they follow on.
That's na Usman Sanko Bangura, one of the chairman for Bike Riders Union na Cambia District. I left the Northwest region and come na the Western Area Rural District as Edward M. Sise been talk to Amadou Esba, one of the chairman for the Drivers Union na Tombo.
Well, to start with, I go all out and alert me man then at the vaccine. I make sure see we get the Veronica bucket to ABC before you load na the mutka, you go make sure you wash your hand. Then we ask for the face mask. If you not get face mask, we need load you na the vaccine. Then through the help of the security back, let's get a checkpoint to ABC any mutka with the pass and they make sure say they ask for the face mask. So really the compliance 100%.
Okay, finally, say most of the passengers like with the kilo this very much so no sooner they don't pass the checkpoint inside the security they don't pull the face mask, take them go reach back sometimes inside they meet checkpoint guy before they use it.
Well, we advise them for now making they use this face mask. We tell them the importance of this face mask. But we they go all out. Now we don't pack this area where we do now the pack. We make sure say before they load them, then they get them face mask. We make sure say they get the face mask before they load na the motorcade.
Then how again the drivers because most time the drivers then they can go you know the chairman you can then at the park for monitor see that say before they move then they wear the face mask. You can monitor the drivers them as well for see that say even when they apply the route the passenger then continuously wear the face mask and say them go.
Yes. The drivers then for the tell them. Because when they hold you without face mask, then now you get for good undergo the punishment. So they go all out for telling and they make sure they get them face mask from you.
Witness some of the things they will now be done to do for complement government effort on this corona fight.
When this epidemic come, we go all out, we get mutuka, we do advertisement at the one district for tell the people and say yes, corona is real. We go all out for tell people and say yes. Then we tell them the precautions and waiting for abide so that this sick can no go hold them.
That's Amadou Esba, chairman for the Drivers Union at Tombo, Western Area Rural District. Well, from Tombo, na the Western Area Rural District, at the Kamna Freetown, inside the Western Area Urban District, usai mi workmates na Radio Mount Aureol-CTN, Mohamed Abu Conte, been talked to Alusan Kombo Koma, one of the Deputy Secretary General for the Sierra Leone Motor Drivers Union. He starts for talk about what they done they do before now for tap the spread of the corona sick.
Drivers Union from day one who get the policy. I get the president winner Mr. Alpha Amaduba, president of Drivers Union. Himself na Maui Lake in country. He get concern for the lives of the citizens of Sierra Leone. Himself no. Before the face mask, he ensures all lorry parks within the perimeters of Sierra Leone, right? He ensures any park get buckets first. That wash hand. You get for wash your hand before you load. Any side go, it's visible. Alongside, here comes in the face mask. Who believe say by now everybody for this face mask. Apart from transport sector, anybody like salute, they for use face masks. For the vet from COVID-19. But to me dismay. But I will not look like you I say fine. Now the passengers say the problem. Drivers say they comply. Apprentices say they comply. Drivers you don't get marshals they're not grown. Because you know so introduce that new system. First come, first serve. Why would do that? Now for avoid a chaotic situation. Because when people then rush to a motor car, it's not correct. Some passengers then are a woman. Some are Kumbra, some are disabled. That comes in the formulation of this MQ system for ensure sanity where they will inside motor car. So with marshals and agron, then they make sure see nobody know they go inside that motor car. We know use face mask. But the problem lies, you know, say let's say like within the city, we go to call a multi-drop system, especially them Buddha, put and take. You see, the message that they really hit the nail on the coffin. The driver way there on the wheel. The attention all there now for make sure that if from point A to point B, it reaches lifestyle safe. Now there in concentration day, But inside that multi-drop system, you go get some passenger then. Where we to say so they don't go inside we know the face mask.
As the drivers union, what I don't try to do for, of course, passengers them where they go against this. Of course, we know say, of course, the COVID-19 center when at EOC, and we call punishments them where they say these are the laws them where they put for people that will not comply with some of them rules there. As a union, what I don't try to do for passengers them where they go against this.
So we knowledge. Last it falls on the laws. One, driver will not use face masks if you pay a fine of 100,000. The passenger will not use face mask if you pay a fine of 100,000.
That's not Alusan Kombo Koma, Deputy Secretary General for the Sierra Leone Motor Drivers Union. For end the program, let me listen to some Okada rider them na the new road between Model and Albert Academy School. They been talk to Mayan Amaria Bangura. One of my other workmates na Radio Mount Aureol-CTN, but the use of face mask for themselves and them passenger them.
Isa si Conte, commonly known as chairman, been a model bike riders chairman. Well, since we don't record the first case when I march, so on behalf of the government, we want a chairman a model, I pull out of me money, I go buy rubber buckets, from there I buy soap, from there all they be use for WhatsApp, then say to begin the court case them now. But up till now, still on the emphasize on the wear face masks to the riders there for me they used to run. Tell them say at least way passenger come, you ask for the face mask. If you don't get face masks, I don't take them.
Me na Alpha Cargo, I ride bike as well as me also a student. Well, now a good idea actually. Though yes, I'm not fixed right now, but normally I always fix them in the face when I do passenger for go. When I can't do I pull them because of I get to sick when I sign up, so I need to put them regularly. But actually, a good idea because I help with this pandemic as really over where they have been small there. So the more they fix that regularly, the more I should say the sickness more and more at the country.
So where you think one load passenger and the passenger not get face mask, waiting that can be your actual key take?
Well, then I know who say I will stop the passenger because normally we can tell them for wear the face mask, but not all the time they can get. And I'm only referring back. And you can't tell passenger say if you don't get face mask, you don't load on top of the bike, then it's like you pack up for the rest of the day and we come and come up and when everybody that's what the guys not people get. So you know say because the passenger not get, so you know for control. But me as a rider I always protected. When I ride with me bike, I front of my foot, I fix me on that. I wear me and I cover me with face.
Well, we don't play a role because we don't shave face masks more than 3 times. We don't give them face masks. But my bio back in waiting self the kaya come read them, they can't do face masks to distribute a mask to the body. Well, the body some they wear them, but you know say some man lawless. You to the talk out say this a food on, but still they sensitize them for the face mask.
That's not some bike riders them na the new road between Model and Albert Academy School. Now also I go end the program for today. Members say na Radio Mount Aureol-CTN na for the college na Fitong. Join on with the radio station where they listen to so for bring come this program to you. And na Foundation HirondelleIN na Switzerland they battle this program with funding from the H2H Network Fund and Danish Refuges Council. Until we meet again for our next edition, lay we all the wear face mask na public transport. Master Sabi well body workman them say na that go help for tap the Corona na Salone. Thank you to my production team. We assistant producer na Victoria Musu Conte. We producer na Ahmed Sise. We senior producer na Musa Bai Sise. And James Tambalebi na we executive producer. Me na una presenter Lucy Emanet Aliu. They say bye bye.
For you. Corona now they picking all they watch first. Let me tell you the truth.
Say mama, papa, social distancing, no they keep us.
So make we all take the precautions, take them up. Corona no limba, enough to be